You are listening to Bold Moves Radio. The show is Prudent Woman with myself. I am Rhulani Baloyi. I am your host. We come to you every day from 4 o'clock up until 5 o'clock. Our apologies today. We took a little bit longer to come through, but thank you. I see Queen Moale, Moafe Moale, she's already here. Thank you for waiting for us. We had some technical challenges. That's what delayed us. But of course, this is Prudent Woman. And I am not going alone. Today, we have wonderful women who are joining us, even as today is our last episode for the year 2023. I cannot believe that the year is gone, And we understood that, as women, we had to end today, unfortunately, because women are women who love life. And I know we have a lineup of events that will be going to be attending. We have already started. So we realized that come the 16th of June, of December, no one will be here. We'll all want to be out there enjoying ourselves, making memories with our loved ones. So we would like you to go out and enjoy yourselves. And we shall meet again in the year 2024, in the middle of January, even as we continue to empower each other as prudent women with different conversations that we're having. As we always say, we spark conversations so that those who are prudent will go out and seek for more information in order to take intentional decisions. So today, as I said, I'm not all by myself and time is already gone. I have with me Dr. Ines MKHAVELE. Dr. Ines MKHAVELE, she's in human resources. She's our human resource specialist. And I have MAPHOSH Lifestyle. That's Portia MALULEKE. MAPHOSH Lifestyle, she is a fashion designer. And these two are not new in this platform, of course, because they've been here advising us as prudent women on how to go about different issues of life. MAPHOSH was here talking to us on all things pertaining to fashion. And Dr. Ines MKHAVELE was talking to a woman who is an employee, and even that one who owns their own business. Because one thing that you need to have in business is human resource. That's very important. And we are blessed this afternoon to have RELIANCE joining us. RELIANCE SHIKWAMBANA. She is joining us. She is a prudent woman. This is one of the women who always are here to be part of the conversation. And she will be reflecting back on to us on the year 2023 and tell us how prudent woman has impacted her life and how prudent the different professionals that came through have impacted her life. So thank you very much for joining us. And of course, you are invited to be part of the conversation. I see quite a number of people are already part of the conversation because the prudent women know once the show comes in, we become part of the conversation by dropping down your comments, your questions on the comment section if you are joining us on Facebook and YouTube. But if you're joining us via the Bold Moves Radio streaming, you are welcome to send through your WhatsApps on 081 358 8745. And as we continue with the conversation, I think she will be able to join us. We have FIATH SKHETANA. She is a dietitian who was to join us, but because of the technicalities that we had earlier, she could not be part of the conversation, but we'll keep on checking her as we continue with the conversations. So thank you to my professionals who are here. Thank you, Prudent Woman, RELIANCE SHIKWAMBANA, for joining us. And thank you for coming through. It is through empowering each other that we also grow. So I would like to invite you, Dr. MKHAVELE, as you greet our audience, and as we acknowledge that we are heading towards the festive season, a season that we all look forward to. I know come January, there will be a lot of statuses, people saying, I wish it was the 14th of December, that time where we are excited, we are going on holiday. But I wish to invite you as you greet us, talk to us, women, prudent women, as employees, on the importance of this season. What is its importance? Why should we be given this time off as employees to say, go and have time? What is its importance?
Thank you, Rhulani, and good afternoon to everyone who's listening to this prudent woman. and the other sisters who we are in together. Sis Rhulani has already introduced me. I'm Dr. MKHAVELE, not a medical doctor, but a doctor by study. So it's very important. We in human resource, we always say an employee is a critical asset for any organization to stand. As much as productivity is required, this is the time where certain companies will close up to say, go and rest. It's a holiday. And holidays, it's coming with its own challenges. But I would want to encourage everyone to say, you must remember, we said you are a critical asset. We want you back. We must go back to work. What is very important as we prepare to go and rest is that check what is critical that you must do before you close up that office, and try your best to do it in, and plan what will you do when you come back, and close those files and keep it. But most important is to rest. Plan how are you going to rest. Have wisdom as we are planning a family gatherings, coming together of friends. It's busy. Have wisdom to say yes when you can, and a wisdom to say no, I cannot do it. No, I cannot host it. No, this time I'm exhausted. I cannot be the one having all the kids in the house. And you plan how are you going to rest, and you have more sleep. It's time to sleep, so that when we go back, we are very fresh. So I think, Rhulani, those to me, it's very important. Planning, 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 planning. And use what you have, the resources which you have. If you have bonus, please remember there is January. Use it wisely. We want you to come back as a healthy employee. I think
You
I
know,
can pause.
yeah, you know, Dr. MKHAVELE, you putting it correctly, and it's something that we don't do, myself included. I cannot remember a festive season where I understood that I need to understand and plan how I am going to spend my time and how I am going to rest, as you put it. Because you are not saying how you are going to party. You are saying how you are going to rest. And if you look at it, throughout the year, we never have this time. And even certain organizations do close. They say, even if you don't have days at this time, we're closing. And as employees, unfortunately, because we are overtaken by events, you say you must be able to say, no, I cannot do 1, 2, 3. Because you are overtaken by events. How many invitations have you already accepted of events? Because everyone wants to have an event at this time. And when we plan as families, when we want to have that event, we say it's because it's December. People will surely be here. So we are taking your time, something that is very precious. And if we're not careful about it, you may give it away, and only to find that come January, you don't have the best to give to what you were expected to. And unfortunately, this is the time where we even come with resolutions. And I will be coming with resolutions without having made room for me to be able to carry the assignment that I'm hoping for. Other resolutions become assignments. So what I'm hearing from you, says Ines, Dr. Ines, is that I'm supposed to make room by resting, by sleeping, so that when the time comes, I'm able to carry the assignment forward. Thank you very much. You know, that is the best advice one can get as an employee. And I think this will help us as prudent women to be intentional about our festive season and say, we are going to rest as much as we are going to enjoy ourselves, because we love our families and understand this is the time of giving, the time of Christmas, but we will do it within our capacity. Thank you very much. And next year with us, it's MAPHOSH lifestyle. MAPHOSH is not new to this program. She has been here. She advised us on what to wear and all that, the different colors. And what I loved on the episode that you had with us, says MAPHOSH, was you advising us that you don't have to have 5 white colored shirts. You can have that one. What is important is for you to match it. And we have invited you this afternoon on this last episode of the year 2023 to come and talk to us around this season, because we acknowledge that this is a season where there's a lot of demand. Dr. Ines was talking about us as women being able to say, I cannot do this. But we have a responsibility where we live in society, we live amongst our family members. At times, you have to attend those events, you know, and those gatherings are much more demanding, because as a woman, you want to present yourself, you know, I want to look good. I don't just want to rock up. I want to show up and keep up with the themes and all that. What can you tell us as a fashion designer during this season of festive season?
Okay, thank you so much for having me, Sis Rhulani. I greet your audience and greet the lovely Prudent woman on the panel. My name is Portia from MAPHOSH Lifestyle, as I've already been introduced. Well, with December, we all have already RSVP to events. You've already been said you're gonna be available for that wedding, for that Christmas party, for that unveiling. And unfortunately, there's also funerals, and we also need to dress up for them. So in terms of invitation, when someone sends you an invitation and they already have a theme, it is very important for you to honor the invite by dressing accordingly. Usually people will say color, or they will just say traditional or black tie. You need to prepare in advance, you know what to pack, and honor the invite. It doesn't necessarily say go and spend a lot of money. These days, you can even hire an outfit. If you can't afford and you know that you're going to be wearing it just once, just hire the outfit. And with hiring an outfit, unfortunately, you have to book it in time so that they can size it to your body. So you go there, you tell them this is the theme. They show you the dresses or the suits. You tell them the one you like, and then they alter it to your size. You leave the deposit just in case you damage it. So because accidents do happen, and then you'll be able to get your money back when you return it, of course, dry cleaned. And in terms of events, whether it's in a family, Christmas parties, you need to dress how you would like to be addressed. If umakoti amutini, obviously you want to dress like makoti. You don't want to be people don't understand which one you fall for. Next thing, bumalume ba contract number for because of how you dressed. But if you dressed as a makoti, you be presentable, and they will know, even if they don't know you as per se, they will ask, and then we are woman back, I want what's to share. Then it is known. If you go into a funeral, we all know these days, even though things are diluting down, but black is still a color. So even if you're traveling, it is safe for you to always have one black dress in your bag, just in case, because funerals can happen at any time. There's no invitation that you need for a funeral. You have to pitch. So I would advise that if you are traveling, going back home, if you work in the city, or even if you are going for a holiday, pack up a black dress and comfortable shoes so that you are safe. And remember, the way people will always know you with eyes. We see what you are before we can actually understand by having a conversation with you. So your appearance is important because it's how people will approach you.
Wow. I see even one of our listeners saying, dress how you like to be addressed. And I love what you are saying, because says MAPHOSH, It's very important. And at times, if women, if we are not careful, you are likely to say, I cannot have anyone dictating to me how I should dress. When you say you must dress according to who you are in a certain area. You see, because your dress code says a lot. You said before we can hear you through a conversation, know you through a conversation, we know you by your dress code. What a wonderful advice. And to say you must take as something that is suitable, maybe for a funeral, in your bag as you're traveling down to Polokwane. Hallelujah, habumma. You know, you come ready. You want to be respected. They will respect you based on how you are presenting yourself. And I see Dr. MKHAVELE saying, yeah, nearly one of the, okay, she's responding to the question because someone is already asking a follow-up question to our human resource specialist. I'll come back to that question as we continue with our conversation. I'll give you time, Dr. MKHAVELE, to respond to nearly this question. But thank you very much for such wonderful advice on how we should carry ourselves in terms of dress code as we go to be with our loved ones. And even if you are not going to their house, if they are coming, take your space. It's about how you're presenting yourself. If they're coming to your house, present yourself well and let them see that you are a mother, you are a wife. And when you go to certain places where you are meeting friends, it's a different thing altogether because not everyone is your friend. The relationships are, there are compartments for different relationships. Thank you for such wonderful advice, MAPHOSH lifestyle. And as I said to you when we were opening, to say, in this conversation, we have a prudent woman. RELIANCE is SHIKWAMBANA. She's one of us. She's always here, being part of the conversation. She's always in the background, you know, being able to comment. So today she has been put on the spotlight to come and share, you know, and share something, because it is our belief within Prudent Woman that this is a program which we bring in different professionals, different women who come and share their life story so that it can encourage us. It can spark that zeal to want to know more about certain areas of life. And we felt then in that case, we need to be able to look back and say, have we been faring well? How far have we gone? So today we invited RELIANCE, who is one of our listeners, to come and share with us about Prudent Woman, to share how has the journey that she has had with this program impacted her life up to this far as we end the year 2023. So RELIANCE, go ahead and greet the audience. And today you are not part of the conversation by typing, but please go ahead and speak to the audience.
Yes, thanks, Rhulani. You put me on the spot now. So I really appreciate the opportunity that you have given unto me. What I can say to the prudent women up there, not forgetting to greet my fellow panelists and the viewers out there. I would like to reflect back to starting from January up to now. I have learned so much, Mama Rhulani. You have invited a lot of professionals that taught me a lot of things, but I'm going to single out only one topic that is still stuck in my head because I learned so much from this woman. There's a woman that you hosted here around Disability Month in November, which is MALULEKE, she's raising a child with a special need. On that one, Mama Rhulani, I learned so much from this woman because she indicated to us that before we can see a disability person, there's a human being in her or his. So again, after the disability, there is a human being, and thereafter there is a disability, meaning it's a person just like me and you. The person deserves to be respected with dignity. She ended up saying, we must stop labeling those people, because we end up calling them, like in our era, there's a certain way that we used to call them. For instance, calling someone shigono. That word is discriminating. Instead, by saying that, you can simply say, is someone who's using a wheelchair. So I've learned so much from this, Sesiluleka. That's why today I just want to share with the viewers that we mustn't take this show for granted. Every time when there's this kind of invitation, the show, we must just give our time to sit down and listen, and then we still have chance just to go back and listen over and over. So to me, I've learned so much in Rhulani, and then today, like in my children also, I'm teaching them not to discriminate anybody, just to respect the person the way he is, because we deserve to be respected in dignity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Reliance. You know, it is when you hear other people, what they've gone through, how they view life, that you are able to take a minute and pause and ask yourself, are you in the right track? And as much as the show has impacted you, Reliance, I always say it has impacted me more, because having time to do research and finally having these conversations with women that I will not on an ordinary day be able to have a conversation with. And as much as yourselves, you know, if it was not for this show, I will not have a conversation. I don't see myself being able to call Dr. MKHAVELE and say, let's just have a conversation. And we're in a conversation right now. So the program, it provides that opportunity. And it's only a prudent woman who will take such opportunity and use it to their benefit. And in particular, that session which you were talking about, you know, in each and every session, for myself, wanting to become a prudent woman, I always say I want to take something out of it, something that becomes a low-hanging fruit, which I can immediately implement. With Sesiluleka on her show, one thing that touched me, which I realized it's so small, it does not take much effort, but it means a lot, was when I realized that when you see, most especially either as a child or an adult with Down syndrome, what you can do is to open up yourself and allow them an opportunity to be served first. Because she shared something. She said those people, when they're in a long queue or when they're doing something and it takes forever, they tend to be impatient. And that's where we hear them making the noise that makes us want to start name calling them. And can you just imagine how simple it is? Such a wonderful gesture of love, but because you are not aware, you are not able to extend it. And from that day, I became so open-minded. Whenever I go to a place where I'm seeking for services, I look around, and if I notice someone like that, I give them my space. And I said, I don't want them to reach that point where they panic, because she said they panic when they are involved in something for a longer period. So you see, that you become a prudent person, you become a loving person just because you are informed. I see Sesi Maina here saying the spaces of people living with disabilities deserves more awareness. People require a lecture on how to live without labeling them. And that's very true, says Maina. And it is our desire within Prudent Woman that going forward, we will ponder on topics which we feel we're not giving much more attention, and see how we can become prudent, how we can become women who are responsible and intentional, and who will impact their society positively. And I see Nyeleti saying we must go and implement our lessons, or she's talking to what Cecil Lyons was saying. This holiday, prudent woman must be mindful of our language and our stereotypes. As Mama Reliance is saying, we should be respectful to everyone who is out there. So I would want us now, I'm not sure if our dietitian is on the background. She will indicate to me if she can hear us, because we also thought one other area that we wanted to have that low-hanging advice that we can take forward as we go into this season of festives was on issues of diet. Our dietitian says, Faith SKHETANA, can you hear me? Says Faith. Can you unmute? I think she can hear us, but for some reason, she cannot unmute. We'll just continue. If she happens to come through, she will come through. We don't have time. Our time went by when we were having technical challenges. So I want us to go back to the question that was asked to Dr. MKHAVELE, because we said this is a session where we're just taking those few nuggets to be able to journey into the festives and become prudent women. Nyeleti asked that to Dr. MKHAVELE, saying, what are effective ways of resting during this or over this period? Effective ways of resting. Dr. MKHAVELE, over to you.
Thank you so much, Rhulani. I think there are few, but one of the effective way of resting during this festive season, as I indicated to Nyeleti, I think one, I will count few. One, it's very important that as you rest, you do what you love most. There are things that you love and we are aware of. And I always said, sometimes you find that the workplace is not the space that allow you to do that. This is the opportunity for you to do it. The other thing that is very critical that you can add on the one thing that you love most is to pamper yourself. I know we're going to have our dietitian, and we pick those which are right. But I always say, you may find that there is this particular fruit that you love most. Pamper yourself, sit, relax, look at it and say, I'm going to enjoy this which I'm going to eat. And be joyful. And also, we have been working for 12 months. And I always said we sometimes hard to ourselves as employees and as human beings. But it is very good to say, I understand. There was a 12 months, I understand there were up and downs, but this is the time to reflect and say to yourself, congratulations, Ines, you have done well in this area. And you lift them one by one and put them in the basket, and you clap hands for yourself. Sometimes as what we see in HR is that people fail to see and recognize and give themselves credit for the good work because they wait for somebody to do that. I normally do it for myself, even in the office. If I have this one task which was stressful and I have done it, when it's done, I said, yes, you did it, girl.
Yes.
And that thing does too much to a human being and as an employee. So those are the nuggets that I can give. Let's stop to look outside for somebody to tell us that you have done well. Count it from January. What was my outstanding achievement? And you recognize it and you be happy about it. And you may find that there are more compared to what you didn't do good on it. So those are the nuggets that I can give. And love other people around you. And rest. Please, women, let's rest. Let us not wake up 5 a.m. if it's not for prayer, like you are going to work. Let's rest. Let's sleep. Rest, sleep. If you have to wake up, bath, and just look around and sit, there is nothing wrong with that. Nobody is going to die when you are sitting. Rest. Thank you.
Wow. So we must rest. And it's very important, Dr. MKHAVELE, because one other thing that I always say we must be mindful of is the fact that things have so much changed. And for some reason, we keep on wanting to conform to ways of doing things that were done previously, to labeling it culture, of which we all know culture evolves. Because previously, it was during this season where it was so simple for you to be everywhere, because we were not working. You were not an employee. So it's important to be intentional and know who you are and be intentional about what you want out of something. I see Pastor Lily Maja here saying you need to be intentional with your time during this period. So everything, we realize that you need to have information to be able to make decisions that will be beneficial to yourself. As we move right along, I notice we don't have time. The technical team just said maybe an extra 5 minutes because we have another program that is coming through. Our apologies for that today we came in late, and I see there's a whole lot of questions. I see another question coming to you, Maposhi Lifestyle, about this current trend. Someone saying there's a current trend that they're not sure if it's correct, and it's coming very strong, and they need an advice on dress code to weddings. Apparently, lately, we are requested to wear black when we go to weddings, or people just rock up in black. What will you like to advise us on this current trend that is happening?
Thank you so much for the question. What I would say is going back to what I said initially, honor the invite. Please honor the invite. If I say I would like everyone to wear all black to my wedding, it's because I want to stand out. Some of you guys can come with a dress like this. This is almost like a wedding dress. It's just a bit short. I want to stand out as a bride. I want to be the only one wearing white. So if I say wear all black, there's a reason behind. Obviously, me and my family, me and my husband have sat down and we discussed that, hey, this is what we want. It's a trend. There is no demonic anything spirits behind it. It's just a trend that is going around and people jump on it. Yes, maybe other people might have other interpretation, but it's just the color black. It represents different things to different people. It has no different with me saying, can everyone wear yellow? Because I want to only be the one who's wearing white. Some people even say, come wearing as if you are the one who's getting married. In other words, come wearing a wedding dress, because maybe I've already planned that I want to wear the black dress. So just honor the invite. If you can't, it's okay. Don't go. Because you don't want to be the odd one in the crowd and you ruin someone's event.
You've said something that answers our question. Beyond just honoring the invite, the couple wants to stand out because it's their day. That says a lot, because all along we didn't understand why this black, and it's only the bride will be in a colorful dress. So when you are honoring that invite and sticking to what they are requesting, you are giving them the present, because I agree that the ones who are calling you to the event. So thank you very much. I see our dietitian is here, says Faith SKHETANA. This one, when I engaged her on our desire to have this panel, and I gave a brief, she immediately wrote back to me with emojis laughing, saying, who follows a diet? Who eats healthy during festives? But I said, in Prudent Woman, we have a slogan that says, we do not live to eat. We eat so that we can live. So whether it's festive or what, we will still want to advise each other on how we should go about the festives, enjoy them, but still be mindful of being healthy. Because as prudent women, we understand that we are the CEOs in our households. So we we determine what is eaten. So we invited her to come and talk to us on how we can ease this burden. Yes, the cookies will be nice. Everywhere you go, they'll give you cold drink and cookies and all that. How can we make sure that even during this season, says Faith, we try our level best to make sure that our families are still eating a healthy meals throughout, even if they are celebrating the festive, as you greet our audience. Over to you.
Thank you so much. It was quite a challenge, but we're finally here.
Yes.
There is one comment that I think one of the listeners mentioned, that you need to be intentional with your time. And I want to say you also need to be intentional with your health, regardless of whether it's festive seasons or what. You need to be intentional with your health. Dr. MKHAVELE already indicated that you need to spoil yourself, but the trick here is not to overdo everything, because everything that you take in excess, it becomes a problem. So yes, you can have that quickie once in a while, but the minute you do it in excess, that's where we start to have problems. And I think one other important thing is, like, we need to go back to the basics. I know it's Christmas, but African people, we used to enjoy our fruits, our veggies, our traditional cultural food and stuff like that, which is more healthier than what we are eating today. So the trick here is to go back to the basics. We shouldn't be sidetracked by the fact that it is Christmas and we just want to overindulge on things that are like junk, because a lot of people, mali, the bonus, these bonuses is what this and what not, and we've got a lot of invitations to weddings, to whatever. Healthier choices. By now, I think all of us, we know what is more healthier and what is not. So just be intentional about your health.
Thank you so much, says Faith. She's a dietitian by profession. And of course, let us be intentional. And what I have observed myself is that during this season, if you're not intentional with what you take, come January, you want to now perform magic and get back to your body size. And it's easier to gain weight, but it seems it's so difficult to lose it. And I don't think any of us want to be there. And any of us, most especially as prudent women, we do not want to be held accountable by our families because we were not cautious, we were not intentional on what we are placing on that table as we celebrate the festives. Yes, the time is gone, you know. I would have loved for us to have maybe 2 hours for this episode as we're closing the year 2023. I would like to remind each one of you we are going on recess, but surely we'll be back with you in January and we'll continue this journey of becoming prudent. And we thank you that we trust that you are becoming prudent. You are learning a lot from the professionals that we're bringing forth. And I would like to invite all of you who are listening and those of you who listen to us afterwards, please, any topic that you would like us as prudent women to tackle in the next year, 2024, you are welcome to send us such topics. Even if you do not have a professional that you think is relevant, but any idea that you have, anything that you want us to tackle, please send it through to us. You can send it on our WhatsApp number, is 081 358 8745. We'd like to invite you now, beyond just being part of the conversation. We're saying, come, let us come together and bring a lineup of those conversations so that we can be prudent. Our time is gone. I'll just go back to our panel and ask each one of them, starting with MAPHOSH Lifestyle. What would you like to say to us as women and yourself as a woman, as you bid us farewell, on how we can make sure that we enjoy the festive season, we enjoy ourselves, we look good, whilst we are mindful of the cost of all this fashion that is out there, how can one make sure that with the little resources that we have, we are able to enjoy ourselves and make sure that our loved ones as well feel happy, they feel and experience the love, especially with our children, having to buy them Christmas clothing as you bid us farewell.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for the opportunity. To all Prudent women, my message to you guys is that when you look good, you feel good and you do good. That is my slogan. Be mindful of your surrounding. When you go to any event, any home, or any function, there's always a surrounding. That's where you learn how to dress for. You dress for that occasion. If you are going, as I said, look like a magoti. If you are going to a vacation, dress for your vacation. Don't go to the beach with all those tights and whatnot. You are in a beach, relax. This is a time for you to relax and actually just enjoy yourself. Be mindful of your surrounding. That way you'll be able to know what to wear. Another thing, do what is comfortable to you and please yourself. Don't go with the trends. Don't break your bank trying to impress others, because we won't even see that you're wearing a Versace or Gucci, but we will see how uncomfortable you are, because you can't even sit down in your clothes because they will wrinkle, or maybe you are scared they will bend and get to nail and deal with. So dress for the occasion and be happy. Thank you.
Wow, so we should dress for the occasion as we go through the festive season. That's very important. Can you just imagine that person who is dressed inappropriately for an event? You feel uncomfortable, even if what you're wearing is of the top quality or it's a designer clothing. If it's not relevant to where you're going, of course, you don't feel comfortable. Thank you very much, Maposhi Lifestyle. And she says she's no longer taking orders for December because she's busy. That's how women will love looking good. And it's good to look good. And because she says when you look good, when you feel good, you do good. Thank you very much. Over to you, Cecil Reliance, as you share with us what those things that you want us to take along as we go to enjoy the festive season as prudent women. And maybe for you, share with us just that one topic that you wish as prudent women we can tackle in the next year, 2024.
Okay, thank you, Cecil Rhulani. I just want to highlight this topic, the one that you maybe next year you can have a conversation with. Actually, you need to assist someone who's addicted to nyaope. Most especially in the rural areas, most of the youth are under the influence of nyaope. So if you can handle that topic next year, I'll be much happier. So my message to the prudent woman, I will quote from Dr. K.S. Maluleke, who once mentioned that don't buy something that you don't even know how to cook because you saw someone buying it. You need to spend wisely and bear in mind that January is in few days away from now. So be safe. See you next year.
Thank you very much for such words. So we should not buy anything just because we saw someone buying it. Buy something that you need. And that's very true, you know. If you buy something that you do not know and you don't even have an instruction on how to try it, it may not gel well with you and you may regret throughout, feeling like you wasted your money. And thank you for the topic that you have just given us. Substance abuse is very viral. That is what Sis Mina is saying. And she agrees with you that we should tackle it. And of course, we shall be working on getting a professional who will come through and teach us, more especially as mothers, because the challenges of our households lies with us. Unfortunately, in our culture, va ri loko n'wana a nga endli swona u tekele mhana yena. Loko a endla swa kahle u tekele papa yena. that is how much as women we are affected. And it's because we have that capacity to be able to take care of our families. And we are not shying away from that responsibility. So we'll bring through someone to talk to us on how to assist a loved one who is suffering from substance abuse and how to take them through to the point where you support them to be able to overcome the substance abuse episodes. Thank you very much. I would like to move now to our dietitian, says Faith SKHETANA. Your last words as you bid us farewell in terms of what we should put on our Christmas lunches.
What I'd like to say, Iko, we don't start eating healthy in January. We start eating healthy now in December when we've got a lot of options that are surrounding us, because most of us, we one of our new resolutions is healthy in the next year. Actually, it has to start now when you've got a lot of options, when you are surrounded by food, because that is where we see discipline. You shouldn't be forced to eat healthy because of circumstances. It should be a choice that you take, and a very informed decision or a very informed choice that I'm going to eat healthy regardless of the season. So I would just advise us as prudent women to say, we shouldn't wait up until it's January and we don't have food. It's only cabbage and pap that is available. And we are saying, they are healthy. We start now when we are surrounded by all, because the main important thing when it comes to healthy eating is discipline. So you need to discipline yourself when you've got plenty, so that it can be easier for you to follow through when you don't even have enough. So let's make wise choices even as we go to the festive seasons. There's no if you say no to that dessert, because this is about your life. You eat junk, and ditlamorago is something that you're not going to stand for it, because a lot of chronic conditions that we see today is simply because of wrong eating. It's simply because of unhealthy eating habits. So what is the point of eating now just to suffer the consequences later? So make an informed decision. Say, I'm going to eat right for the sake of the future, not for the sake of Christmas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So eating healthy, it's a decision that you make, but because you are disciplined. And most of us wanting to start fast dieting in January because the fridge is empty. So there's no discipline. It's you are eating a healthy out of lack. So that's what she is saying to us. So let us be disciplined on what to eat and be disciplined even when we have plenty. Thank you very much to our dietitian. To our doctor, Dr. MKHAVELE, what would you like to say as you bid us farewell to that working woman? What would you like to say to all of us as we head to our respective places to enjoy the festive and how to be ready for the year 2024?
Thank you, Rhulani. And employees who plans well and keep a regular check on their responsibility, they don't have a work pressure during the end of the year. I want to say to prudent women, go fuel yourself with positive thinking, recharge, and be kind to yourself and be kind to those around you. Be grateful for life and thank God for it. It's very important. Thank you.
Thank you very much to our panelists. This was our last show of the year 2023. Thank you to all of you who continuously being part of this conversation, because it could not be a conversation with just myself and whoever guest that I'll be having. It's a conversation because you join in the conversation. Thank you very much. I trust that you're going to have wonderful festive season and you're going to have a Merry Christmas and enjoy yourselves, and you're going to look after your families. You're going to show love to your loved ones. We are going to be the light of the world and the salt of the earth. Thank you very much to all of you. We will be back with you in January. We are taking a recess, and we believe even yourselves, you'll be enjoying yourself, either chilling, taking time, being intentional of your time, either spending time preparing wonderful meals for your families, or going out and honoring these events. Even as MAPHOSH said, you must show up and be appropriate, like you have been invited in that event. And again, we're going to dress up appropriately for the occasion where we are going, even as we understand that our dress code tells who we are. So we must dress accordingly, because before someone knows us through the conversation, they will know us through our dress code. Thank you very much to all of you. I see a lot of women here saying, have a Merry Christmas, enjoy yourselves, and we shall be back with you in the year 2024. And to the technical team, thank you very much. The year 2023 was a wonderful year for Prudent Woman, and we trust that we have impacted other people, even as RELIANCE said in this show, that the show has impacted her so much, and she is a prudent woman as it is now. On the topics that we have had conversations on, she was empowered. And thank you to DJ Messi. Thank you to our executive producer, Pastor Strike Mangani. We had a wonderful time as women, and we are aware that we have men that join us. And we appreciate you, men, because, of course, we're not doing this thing live all by ourselves, but we need the other gender. And some of the things that we talk about in this show impact even men. It's just that we decided to be able to have a focus and be able to see the impact was to stream it to be about women. Thank you very much. Have a blessed festive season. Even as you get ready, just now at 5:30, we are going to be having the Living Word with Pastor Frida Matebula. On Tuesdays, we have the African Experience. And of course, Prudent Woman, you shall see us again in the year 2024. Have a blessed and a Merry Christmas.